Yeah, that's my joint right there. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Pierre's Panic Room. As I say every week, we have a fly show, and this show is no different, man. This is one of the flyest ones we want to have. I'm excited about this next guest, but before we get into that, you know I got to read y'all comments. Sometimes y'all be on some bull. Shucky Ducky finally confronts Chris Rock, dissing him on Def Jam. Sean Williams says, Pierre, if you have a problem with Chris Rock, say it. A comic that can't take a joke, get the fuck out of here. Nah, player, you get the fuck out of here. I spoke of what I wanted to speak on, all right? Damn. Now, Pedro Luim, you see what it is. He didn't confront him. You were instigating, trying to get him to talk shit. He kept it classy. Maybe you call it classy? All right, Shucky, my boy, I'll go with classy. But, come on, man. Maybe he didn't want to say nothing. All right, this is the one from the Steve Harvey fallout. You call it fallout. Joseph Gwynn said, my brother, keep up the great work. Okay, I like the way it sounds already. You are one of my favorite comics. You have the gift and the talent. Just keep pressing forward, and when you are ever back in Houston. Oh, okay. Pressing forward, and when are you back in Houston, Texas? All right, thank you. Please let me know so we all can come out and support you, my brother. Truly, we'll be praying that more doors will open for you. Brother Joseph, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I like to get down the way you did that, man. All right, y'all, here we go. We got my guest lined up, ready to rock and roll, man. I'm really excited about having this brother, man. I've known him for years. Some of y'all just got on to him on social media, but trust me, I've known this player for years, man. I'm excited to have this next guest. You guys will too when you see him sit down. We're gonna chop it up, man. Some things you'll never hear him talk about on social media that I know personally. We hung out before. I've known him for a long time. Like I said, you guys are gonna enjoy him. Give it up for the one and only Mr. T.K. Kirkland. Show some love. Everybody, come on, clap up. You get that.
What's up, player?
T.K. Kirkland up in here,
How you doing, fam?
What's up, baby boy?
Pleasure.
Have a seat, man. Thank you. Welcome to Pierre's Panic Room, man. You finally made it to the Panic Room, brother. Do what you gotta do, man. You know how to work this there. I'll let you do you, brother.
Sir.
All right, man. So let's talk, man. It's funny, man. I feel like a lot of people just discovered you from social media. You feel like that? Like,
right.
Recently, man. You know what I'm saying? You're a vet, man. You've been around a long time, brother.
Long time.
And look at you. You're still looking young, man. I'm gonna give you that props.
Yes, sir.
You do not look your age, brother.
No, thank you so much.
When I found out how old you was, I was like, hell no. Okay, shit. All right. So you from Jersey?
Jersey City, New Jersey.
Yeah, that's where Akon's from. And
Yeah. I found out about that years later, but yeah, he was from Jersey City. I ran into him a couple times.
Okay. Shaq and all that. I think Shaq was
Shaq's from Newark.
From Newark.
Yeah,
Okay.
Newark, New Jersey.
So is Akon? Who else? Because I feel like you came around a time where a lot of famous people from Jersey came
Queen
up.
Latifah, Bill Bellamy.
And you know these people? You grew up with these people?
Yeah. No. Didn't grow up. I'm much older than everybody.
Well,
so,
true that.
Yeah.
Their fathers. You know their fathers?
No, I don't know their dads. No. I'm saying we're about the same age, but I went to college from New Jersey.
Right.
So when I went to school,
They kind of came up.
they were still a couple years behind me.
Okay.
So from Arizona State to Cal State Northridge. Then I started in 1985.
Okay, so let me ask you, what was your growth? What was your family dynamic? Your mother and father in the house, you had sisters and brothers? Like
Mother was amazing, dad was amazing, brothers was interesting, but everybody's in my family's deceased. So everybody was passed. By the time I was 40, everybody was gone.
Really,
so,
man?
Yeah, so I've been on that journey pretty much by myself.
Well, I know you have a hustling spirit. Did your father instill that in you, or just?
I just think it's in my DNA. I just like winning. I'm a go-getter.
Right.
So it's in my genes. My kids the same way. So I like that. Yeah.
Well, okay, that's cool. Like growing up in Jersey, did you have a traditional growing up, like just riding your bicycle, hanging out, or because I don't know about Jersey like that.
I'm not your traditional kid. I don't think. I was just a kid. Always was getting money. Since I was a youngster.
How would you get money? How young? How young were you starting to get money?
Probably when I was like 14.
14.
I just always had a the ability to get money. So.
Was it the traditional thing of like paper routes, or you was doing other things?
I was doing a little bit of everything, I guess.
Ooh,
yeah,
at a young age.
Yeah, young age.
So maybe the dudes in the neighborhood raised you type of thing. You feel like that? The older cats was that we hanging out?
No, I've always been a loner. Like even now to this day, I don't have no security guards. I don't roll with a lot of people.
Right.
I've always moved that because I believe as a youngster you can't tell on yourself.
Okay.
So I always moved a certain way. And I kept that to this day.
Okay, I like that. So now I didn't know this though. Track star? You ran track?
Yeah, I ran track.
Really?
Yeah, track was out of all things I've done in life, I would say track is the most relaxing thing to reminisce about the running days.
I didn't realize that you damn near got to the Olympics or track, right?
Yeah,
what the? 84?
Yeah, 1984. So.
What happened? Like, how'd you almost get to that? And
I was just good, like it ain't you got to be good to get there, So
that's what Carl. When they called
Carl Lewis, Ronaldo Skeets, all of us came out of New Jersey.
Wow.
So when I came out of New Jersey, believe it or not, in high school, we was the hottest track circuit in the world. High school,
right.
My high school state at the time was, we was doing unbelievable things, and people all around the world used to come see us.
See people. What'd you run?
I ran everything from the 100-yard dash to the mile, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, but I got lucky because the half mile was an accident. You know how you talk mess with your friends?
Sure.
So I was talking mess to the half milers, and I told him I could beat them. And we got up there, and the coach said go, and I beat him.
Really? Because you were a sprinter.
Yeah, I was a sprinter, quarter miler.
Right.
And I ran the half a couple times, but that wasn't my main event. Okay. But once I ran that half, man, it was a wrap. But I was skinny then.
Right.
I used to be like Chris Rock skinny.
Damn,
back in the day. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, real skinny.
You know, my favorite bodies are female track star bodies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, out of every sport you can think of.
Absolutely. The thighs, the booty, the muscle tone.
Yes.
The breast is all tight.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when I used to run at Madison Square Garden, I used to always be the block holder, where you had to put your feet there to hold the block.
Behind the girl.
Ooh, you saw that. So I had a girlfriend at the time, so it was on TV. So the camera was on me,
right?
But that got me in trouble. Like, oh, you looking at her ass?
Well, you got to me, shit. Yeah, you're right behind that ass.
Yeah, I ain't gonna close my eyes.
Damn. You know, taking them trips like that. I'm about to veer off. Did you holler at a couple of them girls, man?
I date everybody, yo.
Yeah. I can see that, though.
Yeah, I'm that dude.
Built like that. I got
to. Listen to me. I didn't leave nothing on the table.
I know that's right.
I took everything on the table.
Smashing from the rear.
Yeah, I don't have sex no more.
Right.
Like I used to.
Oh, like you used to.
Because my pullout game is
weak.
Horrible. You know what I'm saying? So I don't nothing women no more. Like,
what?
I just want to snuggle with them.
No, son, the bus is still good.
I leave it alone now. Like girls think when I want something, I snuggle.
You're a snuggler.
Yeah, I'm a snuggler. Just make sure your hair smells good.
Right.
Your skin is moisturized.
Right.
Man, we good. I was snuggling last night, and the girls like, you hold me real tight.
You the kind of do what from the back, like what do you call it, spoon? Like
I like that. Because the one girl thought I was holding a little too tight.
Okay.
And I said, that's because I heard you steal.
Oh, right. I feel you on that.
Yeah, so I was holding tight because I heard she steals.
I had girls like that. Like if I bring a girl to my house for the first time, if I don't trust them, I make them clap when I leave the room. Because bitch, when you clap, you can't be stealing. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it. You keep doing it right here. If I stop, I don't make it. Hey, bitch. Unless you clap with your feet and shit. You know your feet go.
That's funny.
Yeah. So that's my method. Okay, you hold them, I make them clap and shit. You know what I'm saying? I hate. You ever hate when the girls they want you to hold them in the back, and your arm be underneath the neck.
Well, that happens at a certain age.
Motherfucker down there break.
Yeah, because you lose circulation.
Yeah.
I think that happens after 42.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm over 42.
You get a good 3 minutes from me.
I'm about to say,
going my own direction.
There it is. Back to back, you know what I'm saying? We done did what we had to do, now it's time to go back to back.
Right.
All right. Now, this has maybe helped you in comedy, in comedy and your voice. You were a speech major or something when you went to Northridge?
Yeah, speech communication.
Okay,
yes,
what was that?
Because I was going to do pathology, because believe it or not, I'm dyslexic. So I see things differently than most people. So I consider myself more brilliant. I take the negative into a positive.
There you go.
So I was working on pathology.
And hold on, for those, because my group may not know, my crowd may not know. Explain pathology.
Pathology is the teach you how to speech to figure out word coordination and how to dictate your words.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like Okay, like saying words like
right,
that.
right. Because
Okay.
I used to talk real fast.
Like me.
But when you're in the street, because I was a hustler, if you talk real fast, people think you're lying. So I had to slow it down because if you
And lie that way.
Because no, I don't believe in
Lie
lying.
slower and shit.
I never believe in being a liar. I'd rather hurt your feelings first.
I heard that.
Than to be a liar. Like I take lying very seriously.
I know that's right.
So I move certain different. Like I'd rather hurt your feelings before you ever call me a liar.
I know that's right. Well, I like that. But the society we live in now, man, it's hard, man, to tell people the truth, man. You know.
I really don't care. Like,
damn.
Yeah, I don't care, fam. Like you know me for a while.
I know you, but yeah.
I'm a different kind of man. Like most people take comedy really seriously. I just do it for the money. I always tell people I'm a businessman and comedy is my side hustle.
I like that.
Like Faison used to always say, I was wearing 3,000 suits before pretty much everybody got rich. So I was doing my thing way in the back, and this keeps me young. I travel the world with this business. I get to do stuff like this with you.
But I feel like lying is part of the game of comedy. You got to bullshit a little this, that,
I've never been that way.
Really?
Never been that way.
I ain't gonna lie, I lie a lot of times.
Yeah, I've never been that way. I can't even move that way. Like, I just can't. I can't even move that way.
All right. So you came into to LA in the late 80s, was it?
No, early 82, 83. I was there.
Really?
Yeah, I was in LA during that time.
What brought you to LA?
Track. I was going to Cal State North.
Okay.
And dealing with that. Believe it or not, I was my house back in '82. Nike was paying for it, so it was like. But I was 3 doors down from Richard Pryor. When he
in Northridge, right?
Yeah, Northridge. He lived on Parthenia.
He
and
sure
I lived
did.
3 doors down from Parthenia.
Now you ain't lying about that.
Yeah,
okay?
I know,
that part you ain't lying.
There you go.
I know about that.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't lie. So so I lived 3 doors down from him on Parthenia.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, so after track, fizzled out or whatever you want to call it, you moved on. Then how'd you move into comedy? Was it comedy the first thing did you want to get into, or the hustle stopped?
No, I was hustling.
Okay.
You already know that.
Okay,
so I was hustling, and comedy worked its way into my life because I was real good at what I was doing. And I never really had a bad show, and it kept popping.
But how did you go from track running to telling jokes? You had to go to a stage. Like, what made you say one night?
I mean, track stopped in 82, 83.
Okay.
And comedy just fell into my lap.
How?
But I think that I basically turned the negative to a positive that happened with me and some famous people.
Okay.
And I always learned whatever I did in life, I always turned a negative to a positive.
Okay.
So I think that was the springboard that propelled me into doing stand-up comedy, because stand-up comedy wasn't on my radar.
Right.
And then being a college kid, especially in the early 80s, and you in college and you tell your parents that you're gonna be a comedian. See, comedian in a sense was frowned upon in the early 80s.
Sure, I trust and believe.
You mean?
Yeah.
You from college,
I'm from DC.
You're a comedian.
Get your ass a job.
Yeah, so it was, but I was already on my own. But I couldn't tell my family that really I was into it until I really got good. So by 1987, 88, I'm meeting people, I'm doing certain things, and then I met Al Heyman.
Oh yeah,
and Al Heyman was a concert promoter back in the 80s.
I worked with him.
And I did a concert with him with Al B. Shore, Keith Sweat, Bobby Brown, Tina Marie.
Okay.
And that particular day changed my life because during intermission, I was standing next to Bobby Brown, and the local DJ played his local rap roots music, and the crowd just went insane. So I was talking to Bobby. I said, "Yo, who the fuck is that?" And Bobby like, "Yo, there they go right there." But I always been my own manager, always been my own agent. So I walked on stage and walked up to the dude, and I said, "Yo, I'm T to the motherfucking K." That nigga said, "I'm Easy motherfucking E."
Nice.
So me, Easy E, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube came to see me perform at the Comedy Store. A couple weeks later.
That's a place in Hollywood.
In Hollywood, yeah. And I took me on my first tour straight out of motherfucking Compton.
Okay, but let me ask you. So you were on stage emceeing that show when NWA was watching them, just having to hang out at the concert?
Yeah, they was at the concert.
Just watching, right?
Yeah, because at that time, Easy and them was promoting their album Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
So they was there.
Okay.
So back in the day, you would bring your cassette or your stuff to play in the audience.
Right.
So that's by that crowd reaction.
Right.
is what led me to him.
Okay.
And that's what everything else was history.
Okay. Now the Comedy Store back even then it was hard to get in. Now
it was hard to get in.
Because I mean,
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Right.
These young comedians have no idea how people like us have paved the way to get in those rooms.
But how'd you get in those places? Just because you knew?
I always had to give the gab.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
you
right
know, I had to give a gab. So I was in the rooms. I was performing. That's when we was in the original room.
Yep, the small one.
Yeah, the small room. We was in the original room.
No, that's the medium room. Because the belly room's the small room.
Believe it or not, so Easy, Ice Cube and them was there. Suge Knight was there, believe it or not. And AJ Johnson.
Yep.
See AJ.
Ezel,
AJ
rest in peace.
That's how he was getting his start. Because he was sitting in the back with the trench coat
on.
Come
on now, I remember
with the
that.
Jerry curl
heckling and shit.
And heckling everybody
Come on, dude, he heckled me.
in the audience. And that's how he started doing stand-up comedy.
I used to hate him because of that. Like, I remember, because he wasn't a comic at the time.
Yeah, he wasn't a comic.
And the lights on you, so you can't really see back there. He had all them Compton niggas back there. On Monday night, used to be like
Monday
the black night.
And he used to, and everybody would come and see what he gonna do.
And just snap on you. And I used to be
like, name for himself.
Fuck you. And he like, you can say fuck you, but that jacket's still fucked up. You're
Right,
like, oh shit, you know.
Crowd was, God bless him.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Well, okay, I remember that time. That was a heavy, that was a really interesting coming up time.
Yes.
Who's some of the comics you came up with? Because did you go to the Comedy Act Theater?
I started with Robin Harris and them. So Eddie Griffin, Robin Harris, Martin Lawrence.
So were you a regular at the Comedy Act Theater?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you was?
Sure.
Okay.
I started when Robin Harris started.
Really?
Yeah. When they opened the Comedy Act Theater, I was there, and I ran into Michael Williams,
the guy who owns it.
Yeah, and but what people don't know is that I had all the clubs back in the day.
What?
Oh yeah, like Robin Harris only had the Comedy Act Theater,
right?
But I had the Palace in Hollywood. I had Zeno's. I had
you a hustler for real, bro.
I had the Birdland West.
What was that? Paradise 24.
Yeah, I had Paradise 24.
Yeah,
so I had all the clubs.
Birdland,
And DL was my man. See, I started DL Hughley. So when I would go on the road, I would give DL the opportunity to host my shows.
Okay.
So that's how me and DL got tight. So I taught DL how to write jokes. I taught DL all the little tricks to the game of stand up. But and he tells everybody that he doesn't deny it. He'll say that's what I love about him.
Okay, this is great. This is a quick transition off. So that's why you're known also as I started everything. Who the hell is this nigga putting TK Kirkland every time I started this? I was part of that.
Vlad,
because of something like what you're saying now, they don't believe it. They're like, you started DL Hughley.
Well, the thing that people don't understand, see, if I look like Dick Gregory, if I was old and gray,
they would believe you.
They would believe me because I took care of myself. There's no way, but I'm in my 60s.
Yes.
So they think that there's no way this guy can be doing what he's doing. So, so DL, Godfrey.
Before we go any further, who is that guy? That ain't you, right? That the one, the internet guy who says TK Kirkland.
No, that's not. I'm glad you brought that up. There's like a young man, everybody, who's impersonating me on these platforms.
On my shit, in the comments.
Yeah, because you asked me about it. It's not me. I don't even have time to do shit like that. And it almost got to a bad situation because me being a hustler, I had to deal with some gang brothers for a second.
What?
And they called me.
Because he spoke something negatively?
He spoke something negative about the guys. Something happened.
Come on, brother.
And the brothers called me. They yelling all in the background, but I was calm because I already knew where it was going. And it took like 30, 40 minutes to get them to understand. I said, yo, play, I don't even move like that. And the guy's like, yo, I know T to the motherfucker can't move like that, but we had to call you, dog, blah, blah, blah. But see, the reason why I'm trying to get this guy off is because if I was on the street, I may not have 30 minutes to talk to somebody out of something. I might not be able to do that. So it's really a scary little situation.
So, bro, if you out there, man, come on, exit that shit with the TK stuff. You come to my platform, I'm a straight damn near delete your ass, man. It's not cool, especially when you take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because I could be somewhere.
Yeah.
And the way the world is changing.
Yeah, they think it's you.
You think
it's
you.
Your picture's
they
on
got
there.
My picture on
I thought it was you. I was like, damn, TK.
Yep.
Every time I say something, you invented this shit? You started this shit?
Exactly.
Come on now, I know you. You weren't part of it.
Right, exactly. So there's a lot of things I have done, but the thing that guy's doing is just really bad.
Let's talk about kind of not what you've done, but like you're known kind of like the gangster comedy.
I try to stay away from that. Let me explain to you why. I came up that way.
Right.
But I've always been a businessman. So another comic in New York, has that gangster thing.
Okay.
I believe in longevity. That's how I've always been able to work. I believe that you don't put nothing negative in front of your name. It's because, see, I try to work everywhere.
Okay.
See, I do corporate. I do
corporate.
If I have to
go
do,
on, nigga.
See, a lot of people don't know that I could do corporate.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Until now.
I do. Well, remember back in the day when they had the Soul Train coming? You know, I made it to the finals
against Chris Tucker, right?
Me and Chris Tucker.
Come on, yeah.
And you had to have a clean act.
Right.
So a lot of people don't know that, but Paul Mooney, God bless the I remember him walking down Sunset because he had heard I made it to the finals.
It was gonna be on TV.
Yeah, he's like, you're kidding me, young man. I never thought that you could do such a.
Right.
You know, like he was really
Right.
praising. But I tell people all the time I can do a clean act just like that.
Right.
Yeah, easy.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I was. So here's the thing I know, and you might tell me the story and help me out with this. Def Jam was huge. It happened we filmed it about, I think, 91.
Right. Yep.
A whole bunch of first season, a whole bunch of comics.
Right.
That were Def Jam type.
Yes.
Shit talking motherfuckers.
Right.
But there was one comic that was missing.
Yes.
And I don't know why he was missing.
Right.
Is it something you want to talk about?
Well,
why did you not on Def Comedy Jam?
I'm not Al Heyman.
Russell
Bob Sumner
Bob Sumner.
and Tina Graham called me. But now, this is a true story. You ever get them on the show, they'll tell you.
Okay.
They called me. That show was built around my style of comedy. Because nobody was talking that way in the 80s but TK Kirkland.
Okay.
And everybody else caught on. And they took a little bit of pieces there.
Sure.
But I didn't do it. The reason why I didn't do it the first season, because I had a special that came out called Mo Funny.
Oh.
Mo Funny was the documentary with me, Richard Pryor, Mons Mabley, some of the greatest comedians of our time.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, and it was called Mo Funny. But I was duped to believe that you couldn't do both.
Okay, so you didn't turn it down. You just didn't think you could do both.
Yeah, I didn't think I could do both. Because, I represented myself, so I'm learning. So I didn't do Def Jam because of Mo Funny. But I should have did, because what they did when that special came out, they showed clips of Def Jam on Mo Funny. So when it came out, I was disappointed in the decision I made. Because my whole career, I never wanted to do what the other comics did. If everybody went that way, I went this way.
Right.
But I was a visionary. I knew my life would change. I always think 20 years ahead. So I knew in the 90s that the people who was going to change my life were kids already. I knew that my act and the way I was moving, because I've always been independent.
Right.
And I always explain to people that I was Nipsey Hussle and Young Dolph before they were even born.
Okay.
I've been independent my whole life, always put up the money for my own show. I even did put up money for concerts that comedians would be on and that they wouldn't know I was part of. And one of the things that hurt my feelings, I did a concert in Cincinnati, me and my street niggas. And I put up the money for the concert. And it was with Cedric the Entertainer. And I was going to put myself on the show. But Ced found out I was on the show.
And
didn't want me on the show.
And it was your show, you paying for it.
It was my show. So I had to fall back and make an executive decision,
get
the money.
Right, sure.
But they didn't want me on the show, and that hurt my feelings.
Right,
so,
sure, I can see that.
So because back then I didn't have the opportunities because I didn't have Def Jam. So I would put up my own money to put comedians together and just walk on stage, because I would put fear in most comedians. They knew I was in the room. No one wanted to do a show with TK.
Okay, so let me tell you from my perspective back, looking at you. Okay, rightfully so a little bit. You were very funny, but you brought a different aura to a show.
Yes.
Okay, you brought the niggas. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. The hood niggas. So some comics maybe didn't want you on the show because of that, the element you might bring to the show. As the people coming. I'm telling you what I heard. I'm doing what I heard.
Well, I'm gonna. We have to use intelligence though.
Okay.
And the thing about intelligence and common sense.
Well, a lot of people don't have that.
A lot of people don't have it. You can't, in this world, I find most comedians to be soft and weak.
Let's be real.
I'm a street dude.
Come on, let's be real with it.
So when you see, most comedians want people to come in to obey and listen. I believe a great stand-up comedian is a person who can take control of the room. And no matter what the situation is, you bring them to you.
Sure.
And when a comedian doesn't have his way, he'll say, "Oh, it's the niggas, or they not listening." No.
Or he's too dirty.
Your subject matter is not coming across. to the people who are listening. See, most comics don't have the topics to captivate the people who are listening.
Right.
Because that's where my speech communication comes in. See, I deliver topics that I know that people need to hear.
Yeah, but that's you. Like you said, other comedians ain't that strong. They soft.
No, that's back in the day.
Right.
That's back in the day.
No, nigga, today too, trust me.
Yeah, that's why I do shows by myself now. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Let's be honest. You have to, if you're putting a show together, you put shows together, you know how to stack a show.
Oh, yeah,
You know what rhythm needs to be done.
The goal was to put people on the show
each one makes
that can put asses in the seats.
Well, that's one. But even at that point, you still have to put a show together correctly.
Right. And I used to put clean comics on so that I can stand up by myself.
Right.
Because I wanted to be the
But Cedric is a little more cleaner than you. So if you're ahead of him and you bring that ruckus and that sucking gangster, he may not feel that,
Understanding now in my career,
going,
understanding now, you're absolutely right. But when you putting up the money,
well, he don't know that.
Yeah, no. But here's the go. When you put up the money, there's really no. You can't call the shots.
Hold on. If you put up the money.
See, here's the thing. In this game, most headliners think they really call the shots, or the agent really called the shots.
Okay.
So I used to like to mess with my hood homies who put up money for shows that the agent can't call them and say, yo, he can't be on the show. My thing is, motherfuckers, our money. You ain't gonna tell us what the fuck we doing. We run this shit. So some agents will say, oh, take this comic, that comic, and we put on the show. But if we put up our money, we gonna dictate to you who we gonna put on the show. Now, if you don't want your guy on the show, nigga, fuck you and your guy. Them the niggas I fuck with.
I like that. Because I was in a scenario with a comic, I ain't gonna mention whatever, a white comic, and he got me kicked off a lot of shows because his agent, would say for instance, they want you, him, DL, and me. His agent would say, oh, if he's on it, this client can't be on it. And the promoters would cower down. Okay, well, let's find someone else. Now, I had a real nigga who said, no, sir. This motherfucker gonna stay on the show. You get rid of the other guy. Even though the guy was bigger than me, he just didn't like the feel of it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, man, I'm keeping his brother.
And those are the kind of people I like fucking with. And that's why I put up my own shit because I had to be my own boss. And then I ran into Chris Smith. Chris Smith was my nemesis throughout these years. And I would put up my own money. He found out I was doing certain things. But then what hurt my feelings one day, it didn't really hurt my feelings. I normally stay quiet. So at the Super Bowl, me and Mike Epps did a concert this year, and Chris Smith was there. He always,
big agent.
For
Hollywood,
but he's still a bitch nigga though.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to get him. And Michael Blackson was with him.
Okay.
But see, being an entrepreneur business, I never let me. I always say stay low key and flex occasionally. So we was talking, and I explained to how much money I was getting, and Michael Blackson and him started laughing like it wasn't true. Ooh, and I said to myself, CT, you should have kept your mouth shut. But I also wanted to prove a point how, nigga, I do want to sometimes because of social media, go to the flex on them.
I feel you, brother. Come on, I know where you coming from.
Like niggas, y'all really have no idea what this nigga over here is doing. But I stay in control of my emotions and just move a certain way. But it hurts sometimes because you wanna, like, nigga, you motherfuckers have no idea. You got me fucked up. Like, so all people gotta do is, like they say, you see 37 years.
Come on now.
Working.
Come on, brother. And you still on top of your game.
No bad year. Consistent all the way through.
You are known and make money more than some people who have agents and managers.
Exactly.
Bro. Same with me.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And
you got to respect that.
And the thing is, I always try to explain to people, like I just did a big show in Seattle, in Portland. I put up my own money, did my own shows. So the guy who who ran everything for me, I said, yo, we're going to use a local comic. I was just in a good mood. So this is the mindset of people, and I want to share this with comedians. See, most comedians think they're famous if they get an agent. Because I literally put money into this dude's pocket, but he gave away 30% real fast. He said, call my agent.
Right.
So you working for your agent if the deal comes directly to you. If you say call your agent, young comedians, your agent now is taking 20 to 30% of the money you could have kept in your own pocket. So now you're working for your agent. Now, if your agent brings you the deal, then different. But if you bring your agent a deal, you are working for your agent.
But most agents ain't gonna let you do it. They're not gonna sit there and say, you book over here and I book over here. It's either let me handle your career,
but
and that's it.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to get young comedians to be strong enough to do their own shit. See, one of the worst feelings in the world is to sit around and wait for an agent to call you.
Okay, I agree with that.
When you're a man, and you got bills to pay, and you got to call a motherfucker, yo, did somebody call me?
Right.
No man should ever have to depend on anybody to put money in their pocket. But unless you don't have that ability,
which a lot of them don't.
To pick up the phone,
right.
to know how to talk, to know your work,
right. There
you know, like me and you talked about a month ago. And I was explaining to you how I was moving. You see little things like, no, nigga, I seen you doing it.
Right, sure.
You know, but I know I get a lot more because of my negotiating skills. I don't play with it. Right. So I just want young comics to learn how to feed themselves and to know how to go get it. And I think if we can, as OGs, to the young comedians, teach young comics.
Listen, man.
They don't want to listen,
Fuck it, man. You know?
Like I try to have clean comedians on my act. I think we talked about this too. And every comic should know how to do clean material.
Right, sure.
And I had different people every now and then. I just tell the club owner, hey, you can let them do a show, they got to do clean material. They take offense.
Right.
I said, you mean to tell me they quit because they couldn't do, club owners, oh, you can't do clean material.
Wow.
I said, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Well, I'll say this much. With your persona of a gangsterism or however you roll, I've hired you a couple times.
Yes.
And it was some of the smoothest, easiest conversation.
Yes.
Some people may think it might not be because you know your words and all that, but you know how, I'm gonna be honest, in the conversation, at first I was like, all right, let me get my boxing, because if I call TK with this bullshit.
Right.
But it was such a smooth, it was like this, and you got what you wanted and what we had. And it's much
that
easier.
I'm difficult because we live in a world that men gossip like women.
Ooh,
and when you have a female trait, that's why no disrespect to comedians. I don't hang with nobody.
Yeah.
I just don't think their mindset is on the mindset that I move. I don't do the he say, she say shit. I don't do the talking about nobody. I'm just in my own lane, doing my thing, living my life. And when I see people like you guys, I show mad love and respect. But I don't hang with nobody, And me and my kids, we travel. I roll with my own crew, and that's my children.
Right. Well, let's not act like you didn't have some ups and downs in this business.
I never had a down.
Okay, we call it now. Okay, we won't call it down. Well, you've had some tripped out situations in your life.
Yeah, but that's life, though. But
why is yours always shining? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm a hustler. See, when you're a hustler, I never let nothing stop me. Even when I caught cases, I still was winning. Even when I caught cases, I still was winning. I'll go to court on Monday and be across seas and 2 days later get money.
Right.
Do you
think it's jealousy? People see how it seems like you're catching cases, like things that should bring you down, should bring your career down.
Exactly.
But you keep rising and keep moving.
Rising.
Do you think it's jealousy that spreads people saying stuff?
I don't know. I don't care. I never lived my life based on what other people thought. I think that's the resilience of how I move. Because if you associate with people of that nature, you think that way.
Okay.
And I'm such a positive thinker. Like anybody that comes in my circle, if you happen to get that close to me, if your conversation is negative, your conversation is against, is belittled, or you want to talk about people, I won't really have you in my life.
I respect that, but I've known you 30 years. You know what I'm saying? I will say that there were times that you did stuff. Even with me and you, we I remember one time, you flew me to Miami to do a show, and I got back home and found out I owed on the credit. I was like, how?
A hustler.
Yeah, nigga. I'm like, why you put me in that bullshit, nigga?
So here's the thing about all of us when we were young. You have things that through your lifetime, your journey. I have things through my lifetime or journey. But when people are looking at other people and pointing the finger, they never think about what they've done. So just like when I see people catch cases or people get in trouble, because I've been on that side of the fence, I stay quiet because I've been there. See, most people want to see other people fail. Most people want to see other people's pain, because they never been on that side of the coin. So when I see people going through pain, I always just say, are you okay if I run into them? I don't comment on it. I don't move on it. I won't even say nothing about it because I just hope things work out for them. You know, just like when Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. And a lot of people hit me on my DM. Oh, he would have never walked up on you. TK, what do you think about that? I didn't respond. I felt that it was beneath me to respond to something like that.
Why? Why is it beneath you?
Because I just think a certain way. I just think certain things should, I shouldn't have to answer because of just the way I think.
You don't think you should have opinion on something?
There's some things I won't touch because of I've been in situations where you're embarrassed or you're in pain.
Okay.
Will Smith is embarrassed.
Right, sure.
Chris Rock is in pain. Right. I've been on both sides of those coins, and I feel for both of those guys because I've been the person who hurt somebody.
Right.
I've been the person that got hurt by somebody. Sure. Right. And what crosses your mind, the pain, how you have to see. And I'm different than Chris Rock. Everything we went going through my head is killing family members,
revenge,
etc. Yeah.
Okay.
And it takes a lot to be a man to control your emotions because if you have one slip like Will Smith, right? He didn't control his emotion. He did his whole life, but that one day, and that got to be a lesson to the world that no matter what, your whole life, one slip.
That's interesting. You said something. You just said that you've been the victim. Let's call it the victim, okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And if people knew about it, how did you come out of people pointing at okay? How did you come out of that?
Because this whole thing in the Bible, and I'm not a religious guy like that. It says you have to face your fears.
Okay.
So everything that happened to me, I took it on. Yeah, motherfucker, I did it.
Oh.
When you lie and say it wasn't you, is when it's painful. I did it. So that's my way of dealing with it.
But I get that part. But let's say physically, something, I know things happen to you. If you get hit or something, now people walk around. That nigga got hit. He got hit. How do you come over that? Like walking up the street, like people think you're a sucker. You're a sucker.
No, because see, when you've been to court as much as me.
Oh shit. Okay. Right.
And half the time, I was on probation when something happened.
Okay.
See, I was on probation for 20 years.
Wow.
Because I caught different cases in different states. And they wasn't giving out 2 or 3 years. They was giving out 5 years time. So after one state, 6 months ago, I get in trouble again and beat the case, but 5 years probation. 5 years probation, beat the case, go to somewhere else, catch another charge. 5 years probation.
Well, you ain't beat the case. You just went probation.
Yeah, you beat the case because if you ain't go to prison, you beat the case.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
You know, you beat the case, nigga. Hell yeah.
My bad.
But those 20 years of craziness formed me into being a better man.
Okay.
To control my emotions. And then the last one, because the world was changing, right? So, I had a situation in New York where I robbed Puffy, and that hit the news. And my mom, see, you could do shit when shit don't hit the news. You can get away with it. Family members don't know. Sure. You could have shot somebody. You'd be at the club, nobody know, right?
Real talk.
But this right here was on the news.
Right.
And embarrassed my mother.
Ooh.
Family members, right? So when you embarrass your mom, it's a whole different ball game. Like, and when I heard her, and then the judge I had at that time, her name was Margaret, believe it or not. And this judge was, she wasn't playing. You just know some people who ain't playing.
Right.
And she was out to get me. Because,
oh, wow.
Yeah, because she saw that I beat everything else. So she's like, how the fuck he beat all this other shit? But she's like, not in my court. So I took a deal because I had a black attorney. There's so many lessons in this. I had this black attorney named Billy Murphy out of Baltimore.
You sound familiar.
Billy Murphy was on The Wire. He also was attorney in The Wire.
Okay.
But this also taught me how racism does exist big in court system.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because, and everybody who's listening, make sure you pay attention if you're in the streets. To me, I don't believe you should ever go to court with a black attorney.
Wow. Okay. Because you about to tell
because
me?
of racism.
Oh, okay.
Especially if that person's out of state. You got to find somebody that goes to that court and know those judges, because deals can be worked out, relationships can be worked out. When you bring an outside attorney in, you're disrespecting the system, you're disrespecting the judge. So I had Billy Murphy, who was representing me, so I was going to take a deal on that Puffy case. I was going to do a mandatory 4 to 6 years in prison. And supposed to turn myself in January, but I was in Vegas, I lived in Vegas. And I ran into these attorneys up there. He was with a black woman who was gambling, big Italian dude. And his name was Tony Capitelli. If we get a chance, Google Tony Capitelli in Long Island, but he's part of the mob.
Oh, nice.
So he said, I explained to him what was going on with my case with Puffy in New York City. And because we put some stuff together, he said he'll come down and represent me. And I said to him, I said, don't be late. This bitch didn't play, this judge.
Right.
So whatever you do, don't be late. He came late.
Woo!
And he's a tall, rich attorney.
What's late? 10 minutes?
Late,
5
no,
hours?
like an hour.
Damn!
So he got the product in his hair. He got the $5,000 suit on, the big leather trench coat, but she didn't give a fuck. So when they saw that I took my deal off the table from that 4 to 6 years, that woman was so motherfucking mad at me. She sent me to Rikers Island. She reprimanded me. She said, Mr. Kirkland, blah, 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 we're gonna reprimand you. So I'm in Rikers Island for like 60 days. But during that time, Puffy catches a case with Jennifer Lopez, with Shine, with the shooting. So now the same prosecutors who are trying to put me away want me now to testify against Puffy.
Wow.
Yeah, these motherfuckers ain't shit.
They dirty.
Yeah, so they came up to Rikers and shit. They had me in the room like, man, we want to know if you can testify against Puffy. You saw what he was trying to do to you and shit. And me, I said, well, get me out of here. What are you talking about?
Right.
So they bring me back down to the Tombs. That's in downtown 1 Center, Manhattan.
Okay.
And they're taking me out every day. So the CEO's like, what the fuck is all these people here for? They walking me out the back way.
Right.
But nigga, as we go into the club, the shooting happened, I'm stopping to get slices of pizza.
Nice.
Nigga, I'm getting Subway sandwiches. I milked them motherfuckers like 3 or 4 days, right?
I love it.
So I'm sitting on side.
You're a hustler.
I'm sitting on side, sipping on Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and they pointing, telling me what to say. And then when they got ready to go to Puffy to get indicted, because they have the committee to indict you, and they said, Mr. Kirkland, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm good.
Nice.
I just walked away, and then I wound up beating the case too. I got 5 years probation, and that's the last time I've been in trouble.
Well, good. Okay, good. So you have a rep. So I mean, you've been through a lot. That ain't no average comedian lifestyle.
No, absolutely.
Okay? So,
right.
We don't normally go through all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So, and I've seen you've been outspoken. You're a man's man. You're gonna do what you're gonna do regardless. Now, you'll take the good with the bad. You have to.
Yes.
In the situation.
Yes.
It seemed like at the time you didn't mind, waddling in the mess. Let's call it that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't mind getting dirty, maybe because of the street situation. Even with the Kevin Hart thing, you say, he's ain't that funny, likable. You did at a time when he was really big, when he was still big now.
Yeah, but
people
see,
like,
whoa.
And why do you feel the need to do that? Just because you is who you is?
We live in a world that you can't say what you feel. And it wasn't that during that same conversation, when I said Kevin wasn't funny, I said Kevin is a nice guy.
Sure.
See, because I remember booking Kevin, Chris Spencer, all them. We all did a concert together in Philly that I put the money up for, and I had them on the show. And I always felt young comedians, clean comedians were good, but I knew what the audience wanted, right? And this is the reason why I brought on the DLs and the Godfreys, the Sandra Bullock, the Mike Epps that was under me, because I had a system in place. My goal was to have all of them on board to make them famous, to open up the door for me to walk in. That was my game plan.
Okay, smart.
So then DL went his way, Godfrey went his way, Mike Epps went his way. Sandra Bullock stayed with us for a long time until her mother
I know, she
died.
did stand-up?
No. She was an actress.
I know.
Yeah, no. It was just that we was representing her.
As a manager, right. Did you have Jamie Foxx too? Or that's the bullshit.
No, we didn't have Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is a good friend.
Okay, go ahead.
But then Sandra kind of let us go after her mother died because her father got in her ear. And her father wanted to represent because he thought it was an easy thing. And you can't, we had to go to court and fight the case and shit. But a lot of people didn't know I was representing. I tell people all the time. So just imagine how big Sandra Bullock is.
Sure.
And I'm getting 5% for 20-something years.
They don't understand the game, brother. See, like you said, you're a businessman that does comedy. You ain't a comedian that's trying to get in business. You know what I'm saying? I got two or three more questions. I know you got to go, so let me run this quick. What is the relationship, and what was the feel with 50 Cent? Like when you got with him, was that what
let me tell you what me and 50. 50 was, when I came out of Rikers, I had already had something already established. See, I'm a visionary. I already put shit in place.
Okay.
I got out of jail just in time because my deal was already done.
Okay.
To host the Rough Rider Cash Money tour.
Okay.
So when I got out of jail a week later, I was on tour with Cash Money. This was already set. So imagine I'm going from a 1-bedroom cell
to host.
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 The motherfucker to the biggest stadiums in the country, right?
Right.
So there was a young man who was on that show, and I treat everybody amazing when I introduce him.
Okay.
And
the young man on the show.
He got shot. But at that time, I forgot who 50 Cent was.
Okay.
So when he came up with Dr. Dre and Eminem, I'm watching TV, I said, I know this guy. I know I got him.
Oh, he was on the show, on the tour.
50 was the opening act.
Oh, okay. That's right.
The first opening act, like when nobody's in the building.
Right.
Like nobody's in there.
They was in a club either.
Yeah,
okay,
like he 9 people in the audience.
Hell
and
no.
50's on stage, right?
Hell no.
But I'm treating him
like
he the headliner. So in this business, you have people who hate. So I've done all the tours. You would think that the security people, when they see me, hey, TK, you with just kids? And give me my tickets, give me my passes. Nope, never. I always had haters everywhere I went.
Damn.
So we're in Detroit, and it's the Eminem 50 Cent concert. And I got my kids.
Years later.
And I'm like, then we're going to go to the concert, because I'm thinking that the security going to talk. I know everybody. It's the same people that I work with.
Sure.
And then them motherfuckers treat me like they ain't know me, dog.
Wow.
So I got my kids, and I'm walking around trying to make shit happen.
Right.
These my children. Like, I got to make this shit pop.
Right.
And Eminem showed up. The concert's getting ready to roll. So here comes this big bus with a police escort. And I'm standing behind the gate, like a fan.
Like a groupie.
Like a fucking groupie,
Woo!
yo.
Okay.
And people are coming off the bus. And this young man is looking around, and we make eye contact. And it's 50 Cent. He says, yo, T to the motherfucking K.
Nice.
You coming in the show? I said, yo, I got my kids. I'll be right back. Nigga, I'm running to go get my kids and shit.
Right.
And he waited there, dog.
What?
50 Cent waited there. He did not move. Security, everything. And we all walked in together. We dressed around, we took in pictures with my kids. And I wind up walking out on stage with Eminem and 50 Cent. So now we was gonna start the G's of comedy. We're talking, I'm always putting my mind together.
Of course.
So I'm like, I'm gonna start this G's of comedy thing, and they was hyped. But Chris Lighty, his manager, was very
Violator, I think it was.
He was slow on moving on certain things he didn't understand. So we had big meetings with William Morris, but Chris Lighty took a year to sign the contract. By that time, I wasn't interested anymore, because I felt like you played me too long.
Right.
This could have been done. We could have been moving. But all the people I went to, other than Eazy-E, see, I went to, I was gonna do it with Baby. I was gonna do it with 50. I was gonna do it with somebody else. But no one understood the magnitude of where we could have took this if we'd have started.
What was the G? What that mean? Who had been on? Who had been on the show?
Like the gangster comedy. I was gonna have like Doodoo Brown.
Okay.
Capone.
Okay.
And myself, right?
Okay.
And we've talked about it. But
Okay.
that's another thing in this business you learn. You have to shut the fuck up until it executes. Because you could say shit, and it could be real.
You can say shit online,
and boom,
right,
the next day it's gone. So what 50 did was he was blowing up, and he was in Paris. And he called me one night and said, listen, I'm doing this video over here in Monaco called Window Shopper.
Right.
And he said, listen, you're going to get a first-class ticket. We're going to pay you all this money. Can you get here in 2 days? I didn't have a passport at that time. Nigga, I rushed to the federal building in Los Angeles, California.
I know that, yep, on
stood
Wilshire.
out there, make sure I got my passport. Next thing I know, I was on the first class ticket to Monaco and in Spain.
I remember that video. That video.
And we did the window shopper. I got off the plane at like 5 in the morning. I was on the set at 7 in the morning. And you think you would have a nice time. Them niggas worked me 3 days straight. And when I was done, put my ass right back on the motherfucking plane.
You got that
but
guap,
I
you
got that money though.
That money you got to work for
shout
sometime.
out to 50.
Good shit.
Always show me mad love.
Y'all good? Everything's good
Oh
still?
yeah, I'm good with everybody.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm good with
2
everybody.
questions. Talking about Blue Comics, who would you put in your top tier, all-time favorite Blue Comics? You know, blue means edgy, if you know, whatever. Who would you think of, you'd say, eliminate yourself, of all time, do you think of, you know, if you think of these 3 guys were probably the top of the Blue Comics?
That's a good question.
That's why I ask you.
That's a real good question. So here's the thing that nobody knows what I do.
Okay.
And the reason why I can't answer that question. You
What?
ready? Watch this.
All right.
I have this rule that a comic should never watch another comedian perform.
Okay.
Do you know in all the years I've done stand-up comedy, maybe 2 or 3 people I watch? And I'm gonna tell you why. I always felt that if you watched another comic perform, that comic would say something that maybe somewhere a week, a month, 2 months later, you will say something from their act because what they said was so phenomenal, you want to incorporate it. So what I did was I stayed away from that so no one can never say, oh, that nigga stole my shit. So I say the most craziest things on stage. And me and Mike Esses talked about it. He said, if anybody, you know TK Kirkland jokes.
Right.
You take TK shit, everybody know that's a TK Kirkland joke. So I don't have a tier for the comedians because I never really watched, but I could tell you favorite comedians like JB Smooth for the first 15 minutes. I'm talking about first 15 minutes. His whole act is not strong. But the first 15 minutes, nigga, listen to me. That nigga have you on the floor. My other favorite comedians.
JB's a beast, though. You know, if he's rolling, yeah. If he's rolling,
and this just means I'm not hating.
No,
I'm looking at like a director. If I had to, because there's some comics who hit and miss. They could have a great set one day, and the next day you see them like, And I like most people who are truly consistent.
Consistent, right?
But there was another comedian. He doesn't do stand-up comedy as much as he used to. So to try to figure out his name would only put myself in embarrassment. So I really don't know.
Yeah, don't do it. All right, I have my last question for you. What would you want TK Kirkland's legacy to be in this business? What if on your tombstone, if someone was going to talk about you after you passed, what would you want to say as a man, as a person, as an entertainer? What would you want somebody to say about?
He didn't give a fuck.
That's it. Just didn't give a fuck.
He didn't give a fuck.
You give a fuck, nigga. Don't give me.
No, I didn't give a fuck, yo.
No, I talk to you, nigga. You give a fuck.
Yeah, no, the thing.
You care.
I only care about my children, fam. You already know that. Like I told you, I don't move like.
Well, you said your feelings about 4 times, nigga. So you got feelings and shit. So you do care.
No, I never explained my feelings. What do you mean?
You said about your feelings. My feelings was hurt when someone did this. My feelings was. So you do care.
When I said my feelings was hurt by what?
Hey, record. Can we rewind this motherfucker?
Yeah, rewind it.
Rewind this motherfucker.
And one of the things that hurt my feelings. I want to know what I said.
You might be that TK online motherfucker that's going in and out.
No. I want to know what I said.
You said your feelings was hurt a couple times. Cedric Entertainment didn't put you on the show.
They didn't want me on the show.
I don't mean like literally hurt. I'm just saying if I'm putting up the money and someone doesn't allow you to do something, but you get past it, it's not.
But then you asked what you said.
But it's not a make or destroy.
I ain't said either. You got feelings.
Yeah, but we all got feeling human.
Well, okay, one more time. What's your legacy again, nigga? What's your legacy again?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, nigga, I don't fucking care.
All right.
And that's just the way I move. Like, it's not for everybody.
All right.
You know, my DNA is different. I just move a different way.
All right, so my crew cares about you, so we do a little something called IG creeping. So what we do is, my girl, my crew back there, we get into your IG, baby, see what kind of stuff you drop off on. A couple of pictures we want to say, what was you thinking about? Like that right there. What is this right here? What was this time of your life? What was you thinking right there?
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you ain't lying.
Yeah,
First of all,
I don't give a fuck.
You're tan in 2 different places.
Right. Yeah.
You had a long sleeve.
Yeah, I don't give. That's what that is.
That's
I
not
don't give a fuck. Right.
Okay.
And believe it or not, what's great about that picture?
Okay.
Is I was in my 40s.
Okay.
And a nigga look like he 20-something years old.
You look like you did some jail time in your 40s, nigga.
No,
come on.
We didn't say jail.
Oh, okay.
We talking about my age.
Right.
And I'm complimenting on that I was a young looking young brother. That's all.
I ain't mad at you. All right. And like I said, we got to come now. Okay, what we doing here, brother?
That's
super fly.
it.
Yeah.
Smelling good, underwear game was cold.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, you smelling
Killing with the
good.
jacket. I'm feeling
on
you.
my way on the show. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you call. What they call drip now?
Yeah.
Back in the day, we call it just some fly ass shit.
The boots match the jacket,
Yeah,
nigga.
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. You heard it. But next time, let's not do it in the elevator, nigga. Okay. Now this picture. Now, what is this? Is this you or is this Denzel Washington?
That's
nigga?
my
What?
Going to after my daughter's graduation look.
Nigga,
The only thing I regret about that day, I should have had on a short sleeve shirt. It was hot to the motherfucker.
I mean, you're my nigga, but you like two different sizes, motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
nigga,
does.
let's
It does.
be real, nigga. This
I
nigga
told it.
don't go with this
It
nigga.
damn sure right. That is so true. It does.
I mean, yeah.
I totally agree with you. 100%.
Yeah. But that's my nigga, TK Kirkland.
Yeah.
You fly though. All right, we do a little thing called spin the wheel. So what it is we have a wheel here that all my guests do when we spin it, and whatever it lands on, we ask you to participate in. You could anywhere from get it off your chest. If you got something on your chest you want to speak out on about, that. You have a celebrity crush call. You pick up your phone, call a celebrity that you have. How you lost your virginity. You can talk about when you were 7. Nigga, I know your ass been out there macking. Sexual passage. Who would you trade places with and why? Your biggest lie you ever told. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So what we'll do is give him a drum roll, y'all. Give him a drum roll and have you spin it right here. You spin it, and wherever it land on, motherfucker, is what it is. Go and go. Oh, what it goes to? What we got here? That is. Get it off your chest, motherfucker.
Okay.
If there's something that you're tired of or whatever you want to talk about right now, this is your 2 minutes of whatever. The business, politics, your life, something that's whack. We here to hear. We here to listen for 2 minutes of what you want to get off your chest. What's something else?
I live such a
blessed,
calm and blessed life. I really don't let too much bother me. But if I had to get something off my chest, it would be about what's going on with the male sex change in life. I read in an article the other day how men were getting sex changes going into the woman's prison because they were claiming that they were gay.
Whoa.
Watch where we're going.
Okay.
But what was funny is that because they didn't take their sex organ off, they was having sex with the women in the prison and wind up getting women pregnant in the prison, which I thought that was just like my mindset just truly blew me away. And what I would like pretty much that's on my mind, and it's just too far gone, is to people to become more in control of their decision making in this world. Because when I wake up every day and I read and I see people doing things that doesn't have common sense, things that will destroy their family, the things that they do for attention, for views, how some people end up dead, etc. I think that if I had to get, if something's on my chest, it's about society and the way young men are moving in this country, because nobody has no set direction.
But you're saying that now, as a over 60-year-old, there was a young TK Kirkland who didn't live that. How could somebody older convince a young TK Kirkland when you was in your 20s and you was on fire, wasn't waking up thinking about that situation? There's some young dudes right now, right there. They're 25, 20. Man, got all that old bullshit. How do you convince them? Like, no, brother, I went through that same thing, man. So I hear what you're saying. You're saying that now, as a 60-year-old guy who's been through it, had the chance to fuck up. How do you convince how do we as men convince these young boys you're about to fuck up if you don't do that? You know what I'm saying?
Well, here, everybody's situation is different.
Sure.
I was able to get out of it.
Okay.
Everything I did, I was able to get out of.
Sure.
But to the young men and women, because the women are catching cases like the dudes today, really take the time to think, because they put you away.
Oh, yeah. Or kill you.
Yeah, or kill you. They really do put you away. And I just don't want you guys to listen to your elders, listen to the people, if they OGs around you, because people understand older people are around you for a reason. They're your GPS, they're your guidance to really help you. And if you can listen to them, you find somebody respectful. It's basically who raised you.
Right.
If you are raised right, you can really do some great things. And I just, everybody's It's about your choices.
Yeah, because
it's about your choices,
One of my hurtful things, I'll let you go. One hurtful thing is see so many young kids online, these young rappers. I think now they're gang members who are trying to rap. It's not the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Because you see, they're rapping, and whenever I see somebody die I read some little Joe or little whatever from Arkansas. I look at him up. I go to his video because he just died before being shot. It's him around some black kids. Young black male with guns in their video, with money in their hand. It's the same. They talking about killing their ops and so forth. It seems like it's constantly like this is get out of hand. That
It's out of hand.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because and they dying left and right.
Right.
What's going to help them stop that? And what I don't think is fair is YouTube should be to blame for that, because if I said I kill a gay person, my shit be off.
That's so true.
But if you talk about killing black young men, like they keep on playing it.
That's so true.
So why didn't the freedom of speech go that way when I said it?
I totally agree. Yep.
So as a person that comes up in that business, you know who them kids are. You've been around that. You know what I'm saying? What do we do for them young kids, man? I think YouTube should put it out, man.
I
love freedom of speech.
I never looked at it that way.
I'm a genius.
But that is so right, yo. That is so.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, if we said we was gonna shoot somebody gay.
Shit.
You get your whole social media might get deleted.
Let's be real.
But these brothers will kill each other.
And
they show black people fighting and getting their ass whooped, and nobody gets deleted.
Right.
And that shouldn't even be promoted.
Right.
Social media
is a beast. It
change.
Yeah.
The world, yo.
Yeah. Because we were there before it.
Yeah, it changed the way people think. And like you read some things, you're like this can't be real.
Right.
There's no fucking way.
And even the anger of fighting, I'd have to if I ain't like you, I could tell a friend of mine, he had to catch you and tell you that I don't like you.
Right.
Or I had to tell you. Now you put it online and everybody see that shit. Now you got to defend that bullshit if you're a young cat.
Did you see the article the other day that the man on Facebook, somebody said something about he killed everybody. He killed the two sisters, the brother, and everything because of a comment they made about him.
See,
this is insane, family.
See, it's ridiculous.
So that's what's on my chest. I would like the young generation to think better and move differently, because I want them to win.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Win.
Well, we have a swag bag, and our swag bag we have to, I guess, every product in here is from a black person, black, So I try to collect a lot of black stuff from people, things,
right?
And we're gonna give a whole bunch, but I'm gonna give you pull it out, look at it.
I appreciate it.
Look at the camera, just as you look at it, so we give little props.
And listen to me, everybody.
Oh yeah, that's a card game right there from Comedy Hype. It's a dope card game. You open up and it has like quizzes and
I like this, yo. We need this kind of thing.
Yeah. So go to comedyhype.com/shop and you get it. That's my book, my 100 Homies and Phonies in Hollywood.
Man,
come on now.
Boy.
I've been around long enough,
Pierre.
brother. I've been around long enough.
And these are things that I like.
Okay, cool. And that's a shirt, red, black, and green, brother.
Yes, sir. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share something with you about this young man, Pierre.
Oh, shit, here we go. I appreciate it.
Me and Pierre go way back. I used to go to his house, pick him up, and go hang out. I know him a long time, seeing him go through his ups and downs in life. And a wonderful gentleman.
Oh,
and
he's
still funny as hell, and he's just a funny dude.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of you, though, dog.
No, I appreciate that.
May your pain be champagne.
I know that's right. Well, one thing I always want people to realize for me, I'm a man. And I say what I'm going to do what I say.
Yes.
And the same with you. I don't like to mess with people who don't do that. I don't care if you call me corny or whack or whatever. I'm a man's man. If I say I'm going to do it, I do it. You see me make my own movies. You see me be on shows. I put shows together. I'm always on time. You see how, I work like, I move like that. I'm a man. And that's what I respect about you. Regardless of what some people might say about gangster, he's a man's man.
Yes.
And I mean that honestly. Every time I've dealt with you, it's always been 100. You ain't been, fake about nothing and stuff like that. Right. And I enjoy it, man.
But catch me in London,
and
Liverpool, and Rotterdam, and Rotterdam, Dubai, and
Dubai. I don't know if we go out to Dubai.
St. Thomas Virgin Islands. So follow me on TK_Kirkland for the information on your tickets, and please keep supporting one of the greatest young comedians, entrepreneurs. This is stuff that I always talk about.
Right.
Doing your own
thing.
SHIT.
There you go.
That's what's important. Doing your own thing.
I appreciate
it. See, young people don't get it. They want to go to Hollywood and
make them determine what you're going to do.
Determine and take 30% of what you're doing or have.
I'm a hustler.
This is what
I'm a hustler.
This is about, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm like you, brother. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do.
Exactly.
I got it myself,
That's
brother.
the most important.
Like I say, from the mud.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you what to do. Some of y'all got on Monday, got to ask your boss, can you take off on Tuesday?
Oh, watch out now. Watch out now. Can I get 2 days off?
Right,
next week?
exactly. Oh, let's go.
God bless you, but I ain't gonna do that, man. No, I appreciate. Hey, y'all, thank y'all for watching Pierre's Panic Room. You know how we do, man. Every week we have a great show. This one was no different, man. My man T to the K came through the house, y'all. If you like that show and you like any of these shows, man, subscribe, hit the notification bell right there, right there. All right, y'all, and I love y'all. We'll talk a little bit later. Holla at your boy.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This comedian TK Kirkland. I survived Pierre's Panic Room.